Howdy, 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 Beeflowbart here. And question, what do you do when you can't find a game that can hold your interest? You get tired of playing the same old thing, even though I've got 30, 40 plus games, and yet don't want to play any of them. So what do you do? Well, it's pretty simple. Just make your own damn game. Okay, so this isn't really much of a game just yet, but it's the beginning portions of it. And actually, this is just a testing map, just to play around with a few different ideas, a few different scripts, some lighting effects, different colors, different type furnishings. You can see it's quite dark over here, but just wanted to play around with some lighting effects. So I got to fix a little spot up there in the ceiling. Now, I haven't added the roof in yet because it's kind of dark in here and it makes it difficult to actually see what you're doing at times unless you put in a temporary lighting system. Now, everything in here is just temporary. The characters are temporary. As you can see, it's got the Unreal logo on the chest piece. Pretty much all you can do at this point is walk around. You can jump. And as you see, I have AI just random scripted to walk around, and they'll walk at different rates of speed. They'll stop. They'll pause for a few seconds, anywhere from 1 to 5 seconds. They'll turn. They'll find somewhere else to go, and then they'll go to it. And it's all automated, and it's a looping script. And I've got it set to where the pathing node will let them go up onto the rooftop. If I want to keep them off the roof and just take the stairs away, or I could actually lower the ceiling on it a little bit. But I do have glass in the windows. The glass is not breakable at this point. Like I said, this is just a place for me to test. You can see a little bit of a shade difference in the glass reflections of it. And one of the things I noticed, I don't see the sun. Okay, the sun's directly overhead right here. I need to actually adjust the lighting a little bit so I can play around with where I want the shadows to be affected. So I noticed that right here, the seat or the sofa, the light coming in is actually showing partially on the cushion of the sofa. But as you see, the rest of the area is dark. You do get a little bit of ambient light coming in from the direction you have the sunlight facing. Excuse me, pardon me. Temporarily, the terrain is just, I had it set to where the AI would patrol the entire map portion itself, but it was kind of pointless. I left them confined to a smaller area so that I could actually see whether or not what would happen if they start butting heads. Their paths crossed each other, and they needed to figure out, well, I want to go here, and I want to go here, and I want to go here. They all want to go to the same place at the same time or through the same doorway. And so far what I've seen is they will sit there for a few seconds. They'll keep recalculating and rethinking, and then they'll actually come up with a new path. It will fail, and it'll revert back to a different point, and they will find their own way again. Now, if I were to walk off to the right here, I will fall off the world. And the rate of descent is a little bit on the slow side. And there is no fall damage yet. There is no damage at all. One of the next things I'm going to add is either going to work on, well, I'm definitely going to work on the menu system and get a basic functioning menu to where it'll allow you to start game, stop game, or exit the program, because right now as it is, there is no menu. There's no way for me to actually close the game other than tab out and then close the window that it's actually playing in right now. But I will have a functioning menu within a couple hours. Maybe I'll have something. It won't be pretty, but it'll be functional, where you can at least hit a call function like hit escape, and it'll bring up a menu, and then you're able to from there go ahead and escape the game, or get out of the game, or exit the game, or go back into it, the resume feature. Probably do some different resolutions and so forth. That way, just something for options to play around with. But like I said, this is just a test realm or a test map. I'll actually be trying to get the networking code set up and see what it's going to take to actually get this put up on Steam. It's not going to be early access where anybody can get into it and download it or buy it or whatever else. It'll just be a developer node where I can actually test the code to where people can actually join and we can play together just to test out a few things. But once there's something actually worth doing, whether it's adding in a functional firearm system to where you can shoot each other, or a melee system, or whatever, where there's something, maybe even a point structure, something worth doing, it will not be a complete reflection of the actual game. However, I'm not going to mention the name of the game just yet because I don't want anybody trying to pre-guess what it's going to be. This is nothing how the game's actually going to look. Like I said, this is just a test map with a place for me to test out creating the different trees. And if you're not familiar with, if you can tell by the Unreal logo on his chest, then this is actually being done with Unreal Engine 4. And if you're not familiar with it, then shame on you. But can make some really, really damn nice looking games. Like, I don't know, Ark Survival Evolved, and there's a, Fortnite. There's a bunch of other new games that are coming out that are all set up on this. A lot of secondary applications, like real estate agencies that are using this for extreme high-end properties. Lamborghini uses this software. Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff. So keep your eyes out and keep your ears out, and who knows, maybe I'll have something within about a week that is actually playable to where you'll be able to go to Steam and actually try to get an early access on it. I don't know, I don't have a window of time saying, oh, it's going to be available for early access on whatever, because like I said, this is just going to be run around, whack each other with a stick kind of mission, for right now. The actual game itself is going to be good ways out. Still got a lot to figure out how to implement, and yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give away any of the premise of the game. But let's just say that it will be an open world game, and there will be things to do. There will be a crafting system, there will be a inventory system, there will be a working economy, an auction system, there will be combat modes. Yeah, there'll be a lot to see once it's actually up and running. And what I'm going to end up doing is creating one section at a time. I'm not going to go like the Unturned route or Minecraft route and actually make a game that's just functional but doesn't look very good. And I don't care what you say, Minecraft looks like shit. It's a fun game, don't get me wrong, but it looks like shit. Unturned, another game, it's pretty fun, for the most part. It looks like shit. Sorry, the characters, the weapons, everything in the game looks like crap. It's low resolution, low poly, and I understand why, but it wasn't made for its looks, it was made for the function, and those two games function very well, they just don't look very good. And what I'm going for is a really smooth, optimized game that's going to give you a lot to do, and will give you, I don't know, a lot of different ways to actually have fun, besides just whacking shit with a stick, or shooting somebody in the face, or whatever. But there will be PvP, there will be PvE, and like I said, there will be an economy system. So, and yes, there will be some microtransactions. It's all going to be based on the type of release, following the current business model of most video games now is going to be early access. Okay, you pay for early access, and you get what you pay for. But then again, you look at games like The Division, World of Warcraft, I'm sorry, not World of Warcraft, World of Tanks, World of Warships, World of Warplanes. There's a lot of games out there that have microtransactions that allow you to purchase things not as a, and I want to try to avoid having the pay to win type deal. You really can't pay to win in The Division, or really and truly you can't really do that in Ghost Recon Wildlands and some of these other games like that. What you're paying for with extra money is you're buying cosmetics and functional cosmetics. You can play either one of those two games, just like World of Tanks. You could play the game starting with a level 1 or tier 1 tank with an MS1 and work your way all the way up to an IS-7 or IS-4 or lull tractor and work your way all the way up to the mouse or E100. And you can do it all without actually paying a dime. You can download the game free, play the game free, and go all the way to the end free. However, you can buy premium tanks, which are going to give you premium credits or a premium enhanced amount of credits and experience, and then you can use gold to convert that experience over to free experience, which you can now use on your other tank lines that you're not even trying to. You could technically go from level 1 or tier 1 through tier 10 and never actually play any of the tanks in that line at all, just by running a premium tank, only playing it, and converting all of your experience you make from that premium tank, converting it with gold, with real money, over to free experience, and then leveling up those new vehicles. Here's the thing I was talking about earlier. These two guys were button heads. He gave up and he went a different direction. He gave up, went a different direction. So the AI seems to be working pretty well. The next step on the AI here would be to create a combat-based unit so that whenever they see you, they will actually attack you. And we'll actually have to come up with a damage system as well, and the firearms and so forth. But I'm probably going to start off with a melee-based weapon, so once one of the enemies gets within a certain radius, they will aggro on you and come after you. And then right now the only thing I've got is a couple swords, and so I'll try to implement those this weekend as well. But okay, we're going to leave it at that. And if anybody out there is familiar with using Unreal Engine 4 and would like to assist in this project, you need to get with me and we can talk. We'll get on Discord or something and we'll chat, and if we can work out an agreement where you can do, say, 3D modeling or animation or level design or scripting with UE4 or whatever, an agreement will be made. It's not like I can actually pull money out of my pocket right now, but an agreement will be made on an amount of money once the game is actually making money. We'll work out something on that. In the meantime, please like or dislike either one. Please leave comments. Please subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon.